I'm Elisa Parker. We're broadcasting from the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. The 17th year we've been celebrating this extraordinary festival here in Nevada City and Grass Valley, California. We're at the base of the Sierras, and what a gift it is to connect with extraordinary everyday environmental action heroes. Lynne Cherry's my guest, and Lynne has been part of the Wild and Scenic Film Fest for many years. And what I love about Lynne's work as well is that she's very connected to the youth and youth activism. Her film that she's featuring at Wild and Scenic is The Last Straw, and it actually follows, at one point he was a child named Milo, but Lynne, you've been following Milo for years, and which is incredible in itself. And what is Milo's focus? He was one of the first to do what?
Milo was the first person to let people know about how many straws, plastic drinking straws, were being used, and how they were just used and thrown away, and they filled up the oceans and they damaged sea animals.
And this is how old was he when you started connecting with him and following him?
He was 9 when I first became aware of him, and he was 11 when I filmed him.
And how old is he now?
He's going to be going into MIT.
That's amazing. So he's like 18 or 19. So what, 8 or 9
he's 17,
years?
Yeah, he's 17.
You've been connected with Milo. So he started this awareness and campaign about 10 years ago. And now, of course, we're seeing a lot more heightened awareness around our plastic straw use. It is exciting to hear at least some larger, well, I don't know if
chains?
it's the distributed chains that are now eliminating their use of plastic straws. But way back when people weren't that aware, I think now, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe we're using like 5 million straws a day. And they're just, as we've been talking about waste going into landfills and the oceans, plastic straws is a huge part of that.
In this film, it's a short film. It's only, I think, 6 minutes long, but there's a graphic of how many school buses all these straws would fill up, and it's like 100 school buses full of straws each day. Where
does your own interest and passion stem from, Lynne, in featuring youth, and especially when it comes to earth activism?
Well, I was a children's book author for 30 years, and I have a lot of books, The Great Cape Cod Tree, River Run Wild, and I saw that when I would tell kids doom and gloom, these very true but kind of depressing stories about the environment, they would get really upset. They'd kind of push it away, and I realized that this wasn't really helping anybody. It wasn't empowering them. So I started telling these success stories in my books. And then when I was learning about climate change, I thought this is like the problem that trumps all other problems, that this could really do us in. So I started collecting these stories about kids who were fighting climate change. It started out as fighting climate change. And these are kids who are doing energy audits of their school and saving their school $53,000 in energy bills. Or Felix Finkbeiner, who's planted now 1 billion trees.
It's amazing.
So these are just amazing stories. They're uplifting, they're empowering, and we actually have a civic engagement and democracy curriculum that goes with them, so teachers can use them in classes as sort of an antidote to the fear and depression of some of these environmental problems.
And working with youth in this capacity, featuring them in these films and the books, what has been one of your biggest learning lessons and takeaways from this, or learning from them that maybe we aren't as aware of as adults?
The biggest thing is that kids have much more power than adults do. That when I was trying to save land, a couple different tracts of land, we were failing. The adults were failing. And then as soon as the kids came in and testified, flipped it just like that.
Isn't that amazing?
They're saying, do you care about us? Do you love us? It's like bringing the future into the present. It makes the adults cry, it shames them, and it makes them think about the long-term effects of their decision-making.
Right. A great example of that, too, is the Earth Guardians.
Yeah.
Right now, a young group of teens who are now changing legislation, going up to the levels of the Supreme Court to say it is illegal what you are doing to our climate.
Yeah, that's
to
our
planet.
children's trust.
It's amazing.
And that's Shatesh Scott. And I actually first filmed him when he was 6.
You're kidding
me. No,
me.
he got up and he has hair down to his waist.
Of course you're connected to him. I
and he
figured
goes,
he would be.
Hello, I'm Shatesh Scott. I'm a boy.
He's amazing. Now he's on the board with Pioneers.
Right.
He's touring and traveling all around. And And really, we're talking about The Last Straw, too, one of the films that Lynne is featuring here at Wild and Scenic. And where can folks go to find out more information about the youth activism and your other films?
These films are actually freely available on our website, youngvoicesfortheplanet.com. They're also on PBS. There's a science curriculum on PBS Learning Media, and there's a civic engagement and democracy curriculum on youngvoicesfortheplanet.com. And so they're totally inspiring. Yeah.
What do you love most about Wild and Scenic? You've been here many times.
I love that they love my films. That's one thing.
That's a good thing.
But I also love Nevada City, and I love that you walk down the street at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. Well, first of all, you've got like the best film selection in the world, which is great. But you walk down the street and everyone is smiling. This is like such a happy occasion. We're celebrating environment. We're celebrating life. We're celebrating being with each other. It's just a wonderful thing. And I think in this case, we're celebrating the power of young people to change the world. And hopefully they will.
So true. Thank you, Lynne, for all the work that you're doing to make a difference and ensuring that the stories of our youth and the work and their activism is being shared and told. It's really important that we know about it. Lynne Cherry, we're at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival here, celebrating 17 years, where thousands of extraordinary people like Lynne Cherry come here to celebrate the work that we've been doing and really looking at the solutions as well. I'm Elisa Parker. We'll have more stories coming up.